We are following two big stories on Boeing. First, the company announcing new orders numbers, and second, a former Boeing employee who says he flagged problems with the 737 MAX plane. He is gearing up to testify in front of Congress tomorrow. Phil LeBeau is in the nation's capital with more on all of this. Hi, Phil.
Hi, Tyler. Let's start first off with the order numbers for Boeing. A little bit of good news here. They had 11 net orders, 11 positive orders for aircraft in the month of November. And for the MAX, really the first time this year we've seen some positive order flow. 2 orders for 30 planes. Those are firm orders, by the way. We haven't really seen that this year. But overall for the year, they're still net negative 84 planes. That's how much the backlog has dropped off this year, mainly because they haven't racked up any orders or very few orders for the 737 MAX, and they've had cancellations and conversions. The news is not as good when it comes to deliveries. The company this year, through November, has delivered 345 commercial airplanes. They might get up to 370 by the end of December. Nowhere close to what they did last year, and nowhere close to the 800 that Airbus is expected to deliver. By the way, on pace for the fewest deliveries since 2008. As you take a look at shares of Boeing and Airbus, we have talked about this time and again, guys. It's all about cash flow and the fact that Airbus will deliver, close to 800 airplanes this year. Boeing, maybe 370. They're waiting for the MAX to be recertified. And speaking of that recertification, that decision rests largely on the shoulders of the head of the FAA, Steve Dickson. He will be testifying on Capitol Hill tomorrow about how the FAA has handled the MAX. But before he goes to Capitol Hill, he'll sit down and talk with us exclusively on Squawk Box, 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. You don't want to miss what he has to say. And also at that hearing, it won't be part of Steve Dickson's panel, but the panel after him, that's when congressmen will be hearing from a whistleblower and others talking about their concerns, Tyler, when it comes to the workmanship at the Boeing plant in Renton, whether or not they really compromised safety as they were ramping up production over the last couple of years.
And the pace of deliveries that was apparently setting a very quick work pace. Phil LeBeau, thank you very much.
You bet.
We know you'll be covering it for us tomorrow. I can't imagine how you quantify the damage. I mean, you can look at market cap. You can look at lost orders. You can look at a company that delivered 800 planes last year, is going to deliver 360, 370 this year.
Yeah.
How do you quantify the damage that's been done to Boeing?
How do you measure confidence? You can't.
Yeah.
Is the short answer. I mean, so people say the stock has performed well in the wake of this, and I understand that argument, but it's still down 20 or so % from when this took place back in February with an S&P 500 at all-time highs. And we've talked about this. I get things wrong every night on this show, but one thing we've gotten right is the fact that this stock has now vacillated between 340 and 375. And we thought it would go back to 375 a few weeks ago. That's exactly where it stopped. Now I think it does the round trip and trades back to 325. You have to be betting on the broader market now and basically a no headline risk over the next couple of weeks to be bullish. And I think that's all you're going to see is headline risk in Boeing going forward.
We had a guest on a very fine program called Power Lunch earlier.
It's a great show. Yeah, every day. 2 to 3.
Show.
It's a great
price target of 520 on Boeing. That's a 50% move from where it is right now. Anybody see that in the cards for this stock?
I mean, I guess if they get, right away, they're hoping for certification, December. If they get the planes out and flying by February, or February is probably a little bit aggressive.
Yeah, I think most of the
orders just flow in, and the public is delighted to fly on a 737 MAX. They don't give it a second thought. I'm a nervous flyer, so
yeah.
No. Many people would fly on it. I'd wait a long time.
I would never have checked the equipment on a flight before.
Never.
I'd have no hesitation.
You would have no hesitation.
Absolutely no hesitation, just based upon what we've seen in front of us so far in terms of the airlines, who was flying them, what their hours were, all the rest of that, and all this. The other thing I'd say in terms of a measure of confidence right now, Tyler, is you'd have to look at it this way. Look at where the stock's trading. That's the measure of confidence that I've got. This stock should not be trading at the levels that it is presently, given the numbers that we were just talking about. You just quoted some of those numbers, what their deliveries are and some of what's come off the log. This is a pretty impressive thing, and I think part of it, though, helps them out is the duopoly and the stronger market, to your point, Guy. But that combination, look at where this stock is trading right now. It's been amazing.
And you see it as a vote of confidence.
I do.
That it's not a lot lower than it is.
I absolutely do.
All right, we're going to take a quick market flash on Dropbox dropping after hours, and Deirdre Bosa has the story from the West for us. Deirdre.
Hey, Tyler, C-suite changes at the cloud platform. Shares are falling in the after-hours extended trade. Now, Dropbox Chief Customer Officer Yamini Rangan, stepping down effective January 3rd, should receive a transition payment of $500,000. And this comes just a few months after the company's CTO, Quentin Clark, announced his departure. But the big picture here, guys, is that Dropbox is really struggling to convert free users to paid users that at the pace that investors would like to see. Also, its GAAP losses are worsening and revenue growth has largely decelerated over the last year or so. The company is now trading at $17.15. It IPO'd in 2018 at $21. Back to you.
All right, Deirdre, thank you very much. Deirdre Boza reporting on Dropbox. Is there a trade here?
Quickly, DBX, so the August 21st low, I think, if memory serves, watch this, was $17.20, which is exactly where we are now. Traded down there on pretty huge volume. So what's the point? If this can hold that level tomorrow, it might be an interesting trade. I'm going to say this, I can't even believe I'm about to say this. It's expensive. It's not ridiculously expensive, and this might be a decent trading opportunity tomorrow if it can somehow hold effectively $17.
Any other thoughts on Dropbox? Let's drop box, right?
Drop.
DBX, Ty, that's how it comes out.